On the same day that millions of Americans flooded the streets in protest, a highly publicized military parade in Washington, D.C., organized in celebration of President Donald Trump's birthday, fell drastically short of expectations. What was intended to be a powerful display of strength and patriotism turned into an awkward and sparsely attended event, drawing more criticism than applause. Despite the $45 million price tag and weeks of preparation, the event drew only a small audience. Footage from the day showed near-empty bleachers, a quiet procession of military vehicles, and a noticeable lack of public enthusiasm. Observers noted that the silence was so pronounced, the sound of tank treads and marching boots echoed off the streets of the capital. The parade, reportedly designed to project strength and honor the nation's armed forces, was widely viewed as an attempt by the president to elevate his public image through a show of military might. However, the turnout told a different story. Instead of the large, cheering crowds that were anticipated, the event was marked by visibly low attendance and an atmosphere that many described as subdued, even uncomfortable. The structure and style of the event drew comparisons to military parades held in countries like North Korea and Russia, where leaders often stage elaborate public displays of control. Unlike those events, however, attendance at the Washington parade was not mandatory, and that difference became clear. Despite the scale of the production, very few civilians appeared along the parade route, and enthusiasm among the attendees seemed minimal. Meanwhile, in stark contrast to the quiet streets of Washington, more than 2,000 cities across the United States saw massive public demonstrations on the same day. From New York to Los Angeles, from Chicago to Miami, millions of Americans marched in protest, not in celebration of power, but in defense of democratic values. Even states considered strongholds for conservative support, such as Idaho, witnessed larger protest turnouts than the official parade crowd in the Capitol. Unlike the parade participants, who were largely military units ordered to attend, the demonstrators across the country arrived voluntarily. They weren't paid. They weren't summoned. They came because they believed their voices mattered. Their presence sent a resounding message that the people, not a single figurehead, hold the true power in a democracy. Across the nation, the protests were not only massive in scale, but energized by a shared sense of urgency and purpose. Many cities reported peaceful demonstrations characterized by speeches, chants, and visible unity among citizens. The crowds, diverse in age, background, and belief, gathered to express concern over authoritarian tendencies, political division, and the direction of national leadership. In the end, the contrast could not have been more striking. On one side, an expensive and underwhelming parade attempting to showcase leadership through spectacle. On the other, millions of Americans standing shoulder to shoulder, exercising their right to protest and reminding the world what democracy looks like in practice. While the parade may have been intended as a demonstration of control, the day ultimately belonged to the people and their overwhelming show of civic power. This event serves as a powerful reminder in the United States: respect and loyalty cannot be staged, they must be earned. And when citizens choose to speak, their voices can be louder than any display of force.